big one on Lawfolds on Saturdays. But then I've got 380 horsepower tractors that can haul that. I found that at the smaller end of the scale, these sorts of tractors can only haul a sort of a 2 metre regular plough, but a 4 metre culti plough or subsoiler. So for speed of working, you kind of go with this setup, but as you get higher in horsepower and can access larger regular ploughs, a lot of the subsoilers, I think there's an 8 metre subsoiler, but you kind of need about 400 horsepower tractor to haul that. In the 300 horsepower range, you can get regular ploughs, which are close to, if not slightly larger than a 4 metre plough, but the operating speed is a lot faster. Actually, this one is probably damaged. We're only doing about 5 miles an hour with it, but at best it'll only do, I think, 7, whereas a regular plough will do 9. But they all bottom out at 4 miles an hour when they're heavily damaged. I can demonstrate that. Where is it? Regular ploughs. Yeah, see this one, 85 horsepower, 150 horsepower, and it's only 2.5 metre working width. This one is 300 horsepower for almost 5 metre working width. So this one is a good strong candidate, but you need over 300 horsepower to pull it. And it's better, you know, it's 1 metre wider, but you can move faster with it. Operating speed's 12 kilometres an hour. The subsoilers we're using, we've got the 4 metre one. Oh, it does do 12 kilometres, I'm surprised, but it's only 4 metres wide, 140 horsepower. So this is a good compromise on a smaller tractor. Now, what else? I didn't check. That one is 6 metres, requires 500 horsepower. This one is 8 metres and requires 420 horsepower. So you need some seriously heavy duty equipment to haul those. Oh, menu show for damage, that's a good plan. Oh yeah, 0%. But this is the last field I have to do, so we'll just run through this and fix it all up and clean it and put it away. This is a very very close to the maximum limits of this plough. But we have managed to not exceed its limits on that pass, so that's good. But then again, yeah, it's, if the plough is broken, it's only limiting me to 4 miles an hour. It's not like it's not ploughing the field properly. Or at least in this case, all I need, the field is cultivated. And if I could afford a separate large cultivator in the sort of 180-200 horsepower range, I'd get one. but I have other demands for my money right now. So as I said, this is a compromise. Plus I'm going to need it on the smaller fields with the hedges close in, or fence work close in. Specifically the field just to the south of the farmhouse over there. That's a very tight field and very small. This might be a little bit... that looks okay as well. So, I mean, the way we're set up at the moment, in some ways it's a compromise. We're using small equipment that's hard mounted to the 3-point because some of our fields are just too small and confined to be able to easily use towed equipment on it. But the compromise only goes as far as let's make some money and pay down some of the debt that we've got, and then we can start looking at seriously expanding stuff. I think on this farm I'm not going to be absolutely desperate to pay down the loan. I mean, we started on farm manager mode, so we had a €250,000 euro loan to start the game with, and we spent 150 more than that, I think, on the potato harvesting equipment. Probably put plant growth on none at the moment because we're planting that big field with small equipment. Kind of do without it germinating while we're still sowing it. For the most part, the gaps I've left are very well spaced. Tried to do this on old stream and it's not quite as easy because the 3-meter subsoiler is a little bit narrow for the tractor capabilities, so I always have to shuffle over a little bit. In order to keep the skipped widths manageable. Yeah. Reversing works a little bit better. The other thing I could do to make money is go and buy some, either fill up the... do I have a tanker? I can't remember if I have a tanker or not. Fill up a tanker with water and sell it at the garden centre, or fill a tipper up with manure and sell it at the garden centre. I think it's a little bit of a cheat. I mean, the manure purchase point is there primarily so that if I wanted to do manure spreading on my fields as fertilizer, then I could go off and buy manure. And the sell point is there so that if I have cows that are producing a ton of manure, I can sell the excess. And to be able to buy it cheap and sell it for a higher price. Yeah, I don't know. I'm trying not to do that too frequently. Because, yeah, what's the point? It's a farming game. It's not a manure transporting game. I could transport manure for 2 hours, probably make 200,000 euros on it, and then buy whatever I want. So 2 more rows after this one, and we'll fix this up. Might go and buy a potato plant. Check out the potato planters at least. Since we have the money, and it won't cost us anything to plant the field. Because I'll be using potatoes as seed stock. Settled up. There we go. Okay, that job is totally done. So, where are we going to put this? Might leave it outside up at the top there. that was dead. Although it's cheap to fix. There was a mod in 17 that automatically cleaned stuff whenever you took it to the shop for reconfigure. I was thinking I would put this over here. Now, there is the potential that that's going to interfere with this field just over there. Right, what was I going to do? I was going to look up potato stuff. So that's 21,000. Oh, that's 91. Oh, yeah, we won't get that one. That's a 6 meter seeder. That's a 3 meter seeder. That'll have to do. Oh, and also horsepower. We've got the horsepower to do that, but that one, both tractors can run. Oh, and that one fertilizes as well. Oh well. Yeah, that probably works actually. So let's buy that. What happened? Wage payments 14,000. 1,400 even. Oh, he's getting on quite well. So again, only 3 meter equipment, but you don't want to plant huge fields with potatoes because it takes way too long to harvest them all. And there's our new potato thing. It's a little light on the front. We should probably load a weight on this when we get back to the farm. If I have one. I don't even know if I have one. Ooh. Once we put the potatoes in this, then it's going to be kind of heavy up the back. Okay, do I have a weight? Usually put them by the front loader. Yep. Nope, that's a cleaning doodad. Oh, really? Weights. Sorry, garage. Have a Fent weight at 1800. Oh, that's all I have. Ugh. Okay. Could buy one of those. Let's have a look. Oh. See, I kind of like that. But rather than having a function key that you can just add weights with, which is what the adjustable weight in Farm Sim 17 was like, this one you have to reconfigure. Okay, let's back out for a sec and check the potato planter. Where's that? That thing. Now this one reckons... Oh, it doesn't give me a recommendation. Oh well. Go 1500 and we will buy that. Back that up. We've still got 30,000. Drop that there, we'll go get our weight. Oh, yeah. You didn't have autosave on. I tend to default autosave on unless I'm going to be doing some landscaping. Oh, hey White Hawk, how you doing? Now this is one of the few mod map farms that I actually like. Starting, what was it, Farm Manager or Start from Scratch, because all of the buildings that come as the pre-set up farms are available for purchase. And the problem with Oldstream and Marwell Manor is that you only get the start farm setup if you play New Farmer. If you go start from scratch, then none of the farm buildings exist, and you can't rebuild. They're not available for you to use to build. I took a quick look at what's it, Alpine Panorama by the North Sea or whatever it was, and that had what am I doing here? The H is on this side. That used the standard default Giants buildings, but again, it didn't delete them if you started New Farmer. So you got all the starting equipment, all the starting buildings, none of the land, and all you had to do was purchase the default yard, and you could sell all of the equipment and all of the land, which kind of defeats the purpose of Farm Manager. And potatoes, yay. Okay, not that. Nope. I thought I could put fertilizer in this. Okay, I guess not. Nope, wrong. 2,740 litres of potatoes. I'm confused. 2,740 litres of potatoes. Oh! You can put potatoes in it or seeds in it. Okay. I'm doing stupid. So this field should be a little bit easier to harvest because it's squarer. Okay. So, yay, potatoes. And you don't see many folks volunteering to do this very often. This one I am gonna do row by row rather than try and skip anything. And the other thing we find is potatoes are particularly horrible planting efficiency wise. You use about 10 times more seed in a potato planter than you do planting wheat. I think it was 10 times, might be even more than that. Which is why I'm using potatoes, because potatoes don't cost me anything. Seed costs me a fortune. The best way to be a potato farmer in this game is to buy a field that already has potatoes on it, harvest it, because the yield is quite impressive. The value is crap per litre, but you just make so many. But rather than sell them, keep them and use them as a seed source, because then it's kind of free to plant them or plant another field. And every harvesting season you harvest your potatoes, hold on to them, seed a field with potatoes, and then potentially sell the rest. Or if you want to plant more than one field with potatoes, plant as many fields as you can with the potatoes you have in hand, and any left over you could then sell. but that's going to yield significantly more potatoes again. I think I'm barely on the 3 meter working width as I'm doing this, so no margin for error. I think this is a 200 horsepower tractor. The other one's only 150, but that does give us the option to do things like poplars if we wanted to, and use the Anderson bio baler on them. I haven't done that yet anywhere. Thing is I'm not planning on this map, at least, to bale anything, because once again the storage silo will hold straw, hay, grass, so I can just pull it off the field loose and drop it in the silo rather than making bales and wondering where I'm going to put my bales at. So let's turn this around, line it up, and then I will go and see what the other tractors are doing. I'm guessing he's probably ended at the south end of the main field, and yeah. Fortunately, while the field continues, it doesn't continue from this point. So we will stick that there. Actually, before we continue, it's rather a fortuitous point to get stuck. Oops. Shut the lid. So this is going to leave us with a ton of soybeans to sell, which should make us a fair amount of money. Okay,